Hey everybody, welcome to The Topic Is Yours this week. Oh, I didn't introduce myself. This isn't Dave, it's James. I'm co-hosting. I've taken over the airwaves, and Clarence, you're welcome. We're going to be talking about the Consumer Electronics Show. We're going to be talking about ketogenic diets and what the heck that means. We're going to be talking about shipping container homes and why you need to build one right now. Plus, stick around for the mailbag because it's a doozy. You're not going to want to miss it. Clint, roll it.
What do you want to talk about? The topic is yours.
All right, welcome to The Topic Is Yours. Thank you for joining us again this week. We do appreciate it very much. Don't forget to give us a call, 730-TOPC, area code 405. Leave us a voicemail. Give us a call. Maybe we'll answer. You never know. And if we don't answer, leave us a voicemail and we'll play it on the air. How about that? That's fun. Again, 405-730-TOPC, T-O-P-C. Hit us up on Facebook. Go to our website, thetopicisyours.com. You can fill out the mailbag submissions. Tell us stuff you like, stuff you hate, etc., etc. It's a lot of fun. So, again, thanks for being with us. So, very excited this week. First of all, Clint, how you doing, buddy?
What's up? How are you, Dave?
I'm good, man. How are you?
I am alive, alert, awake, enthusiastic.
That's going to be my new thing every show is I'm just going to start off by interviewing you a little bit. You feeling all right? You doing good?
I'm doing all right. It's
Doing
always
good?
a surprise. I don't know why you're talking to me. We've got a guest here.
I know. I just want people to know that you're here. You know, you're like a blanket.
Well,
You know,
thank
People
you.
are happy when you're around.
Just doing my job here.
I feel like a third wheel on a date here.
You kind of are.
Sorry.
No, glad you're here. All right, but our surprise special guest is James. So many of you may have heard our very first episode. This goes way back, and if you haven't heard it, I recommend that you do not hear it. Thank you for joining us this week on the podcast. The Topic Is Yours, where we talk to interesting people about things that interest them. This week we have James to clear up a lot of the misconceptions that we have when we travel. So Clint, go ahead and roll the intro, and let's do this. It's terrible.
Please don't.
It's bad.
It wasn't that bad.
It was pretty bad. James was great. I, on the other hand, was even worse than I am right now. But James is here, and we're happy that you're here, man. How you doing?
I'm doing very well.
You got that sweet beard going.
It is pretty sweet.
Last time I don't think you had the full beard last time.
No, I think I had to shave it for like an interview or something.
That's a waste
But,
of time.
Haven't had any of those in a while, so
If an interview requires you to shave, that's not a job you want.
It's
That's what
not.
I say. But hey, man, so what brings you by tonight?
well, I'm here to talk about the Consumer Electronics Show for this year, which is going to Las Vegas, also known as CES.
CES.
And just talk about some of the hot products that they're showing off this year, some of the new tech, some of the stuff I'm really excited about that I will never, ever be able to afford. Maybe in 20 years, but we'll see.
Oh, give me a break. Come on, man. You can definitely do it. So what do we got, man? I mean, this is a big thing. So this is, like you said, you may have said this already, but it's Vegas. It's every year.
Yeah.
Everybody gets pumped up for it.
Yes. And this year it's, let's see, I believe it's from the 9th. Yeah, January 9th, January 12th. So it's still going on.
Still going on.
If you're interested, just type in CES 2018 and you'll get all kinds of news and stuff on what's
So by the time
what's
this
popping.
airs, you can start planning your trip for next year,
Right.
2019 CES.
right.
But that's okay.
Well, I'm not sure if normal people can go to the show. I think you have to be like an industry person or something like that.
Okay.
I'm not sure. They might have changed that. That's the way it was a few years ago. But
I got it.
But
But this is where all the tech companies and just all the companies come by and show their stuff, right?
right, this is the big dog for all these companies. And you got new dogs like Google coming in with their new home products. And things like that.
Yeah.
But let's get down to it.
Let's get to it.
I'm just going to come out and say the thing I'm most hyped about is Samsung. They've unveiled this new TV called The Wall, and it's beyond what a TV could possibly ever be today.
Really?
It's called the Wall, and it's a modular television. And so what this is, it's a TV that you can hook up to you can buy like sections to attach to your TV to make it a bigger TV.
No way.
Yes. And there's AI software in the TV that automatically upscales it and makes it work. I mean, I don't know how.
Based on how many pieces that you have and the configuration, the software's smart enough to optimize it. Is
right.
what I'm
it makes it hyper.
basically hearing you
basically
say.
like hyper high res and optimizes it to how many screens are attached.
Holy cow! How could that possibly work? I mean, do they say seams between the pieces? I wonder. I mean, obviously not. If
I
it's-
mean, they're so small, you're not
Right.
going to notice it. And then,
I
of
guess
course,
that's
it's
true.
OLED, so
okay.
which is better than a normal LED because each sort of diode creates its own light source, and so you can create different amounts of light for each individual diode on the screen.
Okay.
So
maybe they compensate with additional light or
right,
less
yeah,
light.
right,
Yeah,
and you
okay.
can turn them off completely for
Uh-huh.
incredible contrast. Like the blacks can just be
Nice.
off,
Yeah.
like
yeah,
no
yeah,
light
yeah.
at all.
Right.
But yeah, they unveiled it with this 146-inch TV.
What?
And,
Wow.
yeah,
It's bigger than most walls.
you can. That's what I call it, the wall, man. And
Dave's
so,
a hobbit.
The what?
Dave's a hobbit.
but
Good one. Good one.
it's not ready for commercial sale yet. It's still just prototype. But
It'll never go to market.
I have a feeling nobody's going to be able to afford this thing.
Yeah. That's just to get us talking about Samsung.
It seems like, and here we are falling for their tricks.
Falling for it. I love it.
But if I had $1 million, would I buy one? I mean, probably not. but
Maybe. maybe.
it's still kind of cool. It's a cool idea.
If you had $50 million and it only cost.
If I had $50 million, I'd buy 2 of them.
Buy 2. Good.
One for me. What's the price tag on that thing?
I have no idea. I don't think that they've
They don't have a price per
put out
panel.
any prices of that. Yeah.
They don't have a ballpark of what these things will go for.
I
'Cause
don't-
it's consumer electronics, right?
Right,
Okay.
but it's not ready for sale, and I don't think they want to scare off anybody too soon
Sure.
with the price.
Sure.
That's true. Keep that quiet.
Right. Another big thing going on at the show this year is you guys heard of 4K TVs.
Mhm.
You had HD, and then you had 4K, which is like double the resolution.
Mhm.
Well, guess what they come out with now?
8K.
8K.
Wow.
They really worked hard on the name. So yeah, it's basically just like better resolution TVs.
Yeah.
I mean, it gets to the point where it's like it looks
I think
so
it's-
real.
I think it's crazy. I think it's
Right?
crazy. Do you have 4K? Not trying to pry.
No, not
I
at all.
don't. I don't.
I bought my flat screen TV, and I call it that because that's what you called TVs back then. I bought my flat screen TV.
I
in
have
like
a flat screen.
2009.
Yeah.
So yeah, it does. It's 720p. I
720.
mean, it's not even
720.
anything. It's not even HD. So
yeah. Yeah, that's crazy. I mean, I'm old, man. I'm still on the 1080p. I mean, what can I say?
I wish.
But dude, I mean, like, I'm sure that there are some there's no doubt there are advantages to 4K. But is anything broadcast in 4K? There's very limited 4K content. 4K discs are very expensive. And everything I own is 1080p. I'm not going to buy the same movies. There's only so many times I'm going to buy Star Wars
Right.
or Casino Royale, or Raiders of the Lost Ark. You
well,
know what I mean?
I mean, if you're a gamer, there's
yeah,
a couple
I think you're
systems
on
out.
it.
You can get
Yeah.
the Xbox One X.
You're right. And I've heard that is actually, like, that's a really big upgrade. I've heard
Yeah.
that. Yeah.
But I mean, I'm not really a stickler for that kind of thing.
Right.
I mean, I'm a gamer, but to me, it's like fun is the goal. And if
Yeah.
it's fun, I'm going to like it no matter how real it looks.
Yeah.
But, the 8K stuff doesn't really get my motor going. Because,
No.
again, it's like you reach a certain point where, yeah, it looks like real life. It can't look any more real. So,
Yeah. Yeah. There's no question. Okay. So 8K is coming. We've got the wall coming. What else?
else? Let's see. A lot of new phones. Again, doesn't really get my motor running.
Yeah.
Phone's a phone. It does the same stuff.
Yeah.
They're just faster and smarter and
More expensive.
Whatever. Spy on you more.
Right.
Um,
You have to have your face. They have to look at you every time you actually use your phone. That's not
right.
That's not invasive at all.
You've got some Ultra HD Blu-ray players and things like that,
Mhm.
which, again, it's just like higher resolution. I'm not going to buy all these
Yeah.
movies again. Here's another big thing. This is, I think this one's probably stealing the show, despite how cool the wall is. It's a 65-inch. LG has made a 65-inch rollable OLED TV. So basically, what this thing is you've got like a kind of box that sits on the ground, and this thing rolls up out of the box, and you
Whoa.
can like change the size of the TV And
Now, that's pretty cool.
It rolls up. Honestly, like, I don't really get the purpose of it. I think it's cool tech, but like, I don't mind that my TV is on the wall at all times.
Good point.
I don't need to hide it in a box when I'm not watching it.
So is this meant to be like a portable solution for TVs?
Well, I think it's headed in that direction.
Uh-huh.
This one, it isn't exactly portable. I mean, I guess you could pick up the box. It's portable in the way that a TV now is portable and that you can pick it up and move it.
Yeah.
But it's probably incredibly heavy. But again, just like the wall, this one is it's still just in a prototype phase. They're just kind of showing off what they can do at this point.
Yeah.
But, you can change the height to, when you're watching movies with different aspect ratios, you can change it to so that you don't have any of the black bars on there.
Okay, yeah.
And things like that. It's just they're just kind of showing off what they can do.
Sure. Look, we can fold a screen.
Yeah, and I think
roll.
it's a good business move because they're kind of stealing attention away from other companies.
I think you nailed it. I
Yeah.
think that's what this is all about. Have you seen those pocket projectors?
No.
Well, I mean, they're just, I'll just say miniature projectors, very portable. I think that's pretty cool because that's very portable and you could shine that on walls or whatever. I mean,
Yeah,
that sounds
to
pretty
me,
sweet.
like instead of getting like a 100-inch TV,
Yeah,
getting a projector that can
Yeah.
make a 100-inch screen
Yeah.
makes more sense.
I agree. Yeah, for
Do
sure.
those work well? I thought you had to have a pretty bright bulb for those to be.
Yeah, you have to consider things like bulb life and things like that, and I think they probably do use a lot more power than.
So I'm not
on
not trying to
TV.
be that guy, but I have one of those, and dude, they're awesome. Projectors are where it's at. Seriously, really, really cool.
Yeah, I used to have one till it broke.
Yeah. Anyway,
Still really, really cool then? Or?
Yeah, it's really cool. It looks neat under my couch.
awesome. Okay, what else is coming out this year? Or that they're talking about.
A lot of the stuff at the show is just kind of like improvements on what's already out. Like Dell is coming out with some better, faster, thinner laptops.
Yeah.
Things like that.
Sure.
Another big player at this year's show is Chinese company Huawei. They're coming out with their own cell phones and VR tech, and I think they're setting themselves up to take over the American market, or at least take up a new share of it.
Interesting.
Yeah.
I like that. I like competition. Bring it on.
Yeah.
I'm surprised. Is there anything from the video game companies? Typically, this is where they really bring out their stuff. But I guess I think we're kind of in a. I mean, they just released new consoles, so I doubt they're going to have new things immediately.
Well, the thing at this show is the highlight for gaming
Mhm.
is this PC gaming. There've been a lot of leaps in sort of the video cards and things like that, and they're kind of trying to move the PC gaming into the living room to compete with the console gaming.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
So instead of just having a dedicated room for your computer, you got the computer in the living room, and it's more accessible.
Nice.
And you can do more with it.
That makes total sense. Dude, thank you very much, James.
You're welcome.
This is cool. So I wish I had some money, and I wish that these were available because I definitely want that wall.
Yeah.
I got to get the wall. All
And
right.
you can team up with your friends and make a bigger wall.
And yeah, that's the thing. Every holiday, I can get another piece of the wall.
Have a wall party.
Another brick in the wall. Hey-o. All right. Thanks a lot, James. Clint, appreciate all your contributions on this segment. You did excellent as always.
Thank you. I appreciate that, Dave.
Yeah, it just killed it. I love it.
I'll be here the rest of the show, too.
All right, dude. I'm looking forward to that. James, you're not going anywhere, are you?
No, not until you kick me
Stick
out.
around, man.
You're welcome here. We want
right.
So James is coming back as well. How about that? Stick around. We'll be right back. Yellow Rose Amplification has been annoying neighbors since 2014. These high-quality, handmade tube amplifiers are at home on stage, in a studio, or in your bedroom, and they are built to last a lifetime. Yellow Rose amps are proudly built in Oklahoma with a Texas state of mind. Exclusive to the Topic Is Yours listeners, Yellow Rose is offering a 10% discount on their flagship amplifier, the RJC10. Check them out at yellowroseamps.com and enter the code TOPIC at checkout. The code again is TOPIC. Yellow Rose Amps. The Rose rocks.
Hey there, friend. Do you suffer from mild to severe case of what am I doing with my life? Do you ever look at people around you and wonder if they also had cereal for dinner the last 7 days? Do you constantly question whether you're the only person who doesn't know what being an adult means? Well, I'm Morgan.
I'm Pedram.
And I'm Dana. We're the hosts of a new podcast called Adulthood Help Desk.
We're here to make you feel good about some of the questionable decisions you make daily. So come join us on iTunes, Stitcher, or adulthoodhelpdesk.com. Failure is better in numbers.
All right, welcome back. Topic is yours. Thanks for sticking around. Still got James with us.
Hey-o.
Co-host James.
That's right.
Thank you for being here, buddy.
You're
Again.
welcome.
I love spewing my nonsense to America and the rest of the world.
Absolutely. Well, the whole world's listening, dude. No pressure.
Yeah, I know you have like millions of listeners
We do.
from around the globe.
Yeah, we don't like to brag, but it's more like billions.
More like billions?
Yep.
Wow.
Yep.
It's me in my living room clicking refresh over and over.
You're hitting that F5 key just furiously.
So it's the beginning of the year, and what I love about James is he's just got a lot of unique interests, obviously, which is cool. But he was telling me about this new diet you're on, and I wanted to I was like, well, let's talk about that. A lot of people this time of year have New Year's resolutions to lose weight or to get healthier or something like that. So what are you doing, man?
Yeah, well, I'm not usually one to jump on the fad bandwagon and do like the Atkins thing or whatever, but this diet, it's a ketogenic diet.
Mm-hmm.
And what that means is, if you haven't heard of it, it's where you reprogram your body to, instead of run on carbohydrates and sugars and the foods that you typically eat, it runs on fat. And so it uses the fat that you eat and the fat in your body as fuel. And so you burn up fat while you're eating all kinds of delicious food. You basically cut out all the carbohydrates and all the sugars, and your body goes into a ketosis mode.
Yeah.
Where you're just constantly burning fat even when you're asleep.
That sounds incredible. How do you do it?
Yeah, well, it sounds incredible in the most literal sense of the word. Like, that doesn't sound like something that would actually work.
Right.
And
sounds too easy.
I was convinced when my dad started doing it, and he lost like 20 or 30 pounds the first 30 days he did it.
Oh, wow.
I mean, it was just an incredible transformation, so I knew I had to try that myself. I mean,
But you don't have any weight to lose, man.
I'm not super overweight, but I've got some clothes that I like that I wish still fit.
Yeah.
And so I'm bigger than I was 10 years ago. And so I'd like to get back down to, being able to wear all those clothes and just have more confidence, and just be healthier.
Yeah, sure. I totally get that. Yeah, absolutely. So what do you eat? Tell me how it works.
Okay. So, the ketogenic diet is based around eating mostly fat. And so I know that sounds counterintuitive to losing weight. When your body goes into fat burning mode, you're eating the fat and using it as fuel.
Yep.
And so the best ratio a lot of people have seen that works well is that your diet consists of 70% fat, 20% protein, and 10% or less of carbohydrates.
All right, so I have actually some experience with this diet.
Uh-huh.
I took part in the ketogenic craze for 2 weeks.
Yeah.
And I had a great experience for the first 3 or 4 days. Mm-hmm. I got to tell you, it worked. Like, I lost the good kind of weight. You know what I mean? I had energy, all that. But the second week, I thought I was going to die. Like, not really, but I mean, I wanted to die because even though I was seeing results and I was getting the benefits that you want, like I didn't have crazy crashes or spikes or anything like that. For me, it just was terrible. Like, I was like, life is too short to look good, but feel like death.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So, dude, but I've heard so many stories about people that have done it and just love it and do it for months at a time and see great results and feel great. So I hope it works for you, dude.
Well, the thing about it that's really nice is that your body, you can always go back into ketosis if you slide a little bit and eat carbohydrates. And one of the things about it is you don't eat zero carbohydrates. I mean, when if you're in weight loss mode and you're trying to burn off the fat, you want to limit your daily intake to 20 grams. And to put that into perspective, that's about 9 tortilla chips.
Yeah.
Which is not much.
Sure.
But once you've lost the weight that you want to lose and you just kind of want to maintain your weight, you can have up to 50 grams a day.
Okay.
Which, I mean, I think it's pretty reasonable.
Sure.
Once you get used to,
By that point, 50 grams is going to feel like dessert all the time.
Right.
It's going to feel great.
Right. And so, it's tough right now for me.
Yeah.
Because I still got all the snacks and stuff in my house for my kids. I've got goldfish and things like that are just calling my name.
Dude.
So I'll nibble on like 2 or 3.
Yeah.
And that's okay. But,
you know what I'm back into?
What?
Blueberry Pop-Tarts.
Blueberry Pop-Tarts. I was
It's 6 all over again.
I was
totally am.
never a fan of Pop-Tarts even as a kid.
Oh man.
Even when I was like a hyper 8-year-old sugar
Yeah.
crazed maniac, like Pop-Tarts was like, that's just too much.
So here's the thing, man. I'm weird. I do not like sugar. Sugar makes me sick. But Pop-Tarts, I could eat those all day long. And so that's kind of been my routine when I get home. It's like I go to the toaster and I pop 2 blueberries, and they're delicious. They're amazing.
I never saw any difference when you toasted them. They just got kind of burnt. And
Yeah, they get hotter.
Better.
They get hotter. I like them toasted. I like them anyway. What can I say? But it's got to be blueberry. Any other flavor, I'm out for sure. I've tried them all. Give me a break.
I used to do Pop-Tarts, especially in high school.
Yeah.
Never had time to do breakfast or anything. I'm surprised I ate at all.
Yeah.
But I'd go to school, grab me some of those. It was strawberry with those, every color was sprinkle on the top.
I know what you're talking about.
And some milk. And so I'd do that. And then I tried it again, I don't know, a year or two ago. I was like, what was I thinking? This is the worst thing.
I know.
Oh no, my high school breakfast diet consisted of getting to school 5 minutes before class started and going to the little canteen they had open for breakfast and getting a bag of chocolate mini muffins and a chocolate milk
Yes.
every day for 2 years.
Yes.
I'm amazed I wasn't just the fattest guy in the class.
I know, but that's the blessing of being young. You do essentially anything you want. It doesn't matter.
When
right?
you're 16, you can just eat
yeah.
junk day in and day out.
Yeah, it's awesome.
It's hard to transition away when you're 33.
All right, so here's what I've done instead, though.
Okay.
Because keto doesn't work for me. I do intermittent fasting. You
Yeah.
familiar with that?
Yeah. It sounds pretty self-explanatory.
It is, but just in case Clint doesn't know, which I'm sure he doesn't.
Probably not. Look
Judging
at
by
him.
the blank look, which is his typical look, honestly. Yeah. It's you fast for 16 to 20 hours a day, and then you eat in the remaining time.
Yeah.
And so, dude, it's awesome. It's awesome because you can hit the carbs. I don't deprive myself of anything I want, but I got to do it within 4 to 6 hours a day.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying I'm losing a ton of weight because that's not really the point for me. It's just to stay healthy, super healthy, because when you're not eating, you're in ketosis.
Right.
So it's pretty awesome. And that has a lot of benefits other than just losing weight. There's a lot of hormonal benefits and things of that nature.
You sleep better, too.
According to some guy I found on the internet. And I totally bought into everything he said.
Those internet guys are so smart.
They're amazing. They're better than the regular MD, for sure.
Yeah.
Any guy on the internet.
So are you eating in the morning or at night?
At night. So I fast until 11 or 12, and I'm done at 5 or 6, typically. Now I will cheat. Like the other day, there were a bunch of donuts at work, and I was hungry. The Chiefs had just lost. It was a rough weekend. I cheated on those donuts, man, and I didn't regret a single bite. It was awesome. So I kind of blew off that day, but that's all right. You just get back into it the next day. And the more you do it, the easier it is. You're not hungry. You're used to it.
Yeah.
You don't even think about food. So instead of thinking about food, we don't very much in the morning. We're already busy. You just think, oh, I'm not even going to worry about it at all. I just get to work, do a bunch of stuff. I feel great. Noon comes around, have something healthy, have something big, whatever. And the nice thing is that as long as you're still eating 2,000 to 3,000 calories, whatever it is your normal calorie is, eat that in 6 hours. You're going to feel great. There you go.
I know Terry Crews does that intermittent fasting.
He does that, yeah.
And that dude's, he's got a body. You
He
cannot
does,
deny.
man. Totally. You know who else does it?
Who?
Hugh Jackman.
Really?
During training for the Wolverine,
Wow.
he does intermittent fasting.
So we'll take a picture of me for the ketogenic diet and a picture of Hugh Jackman, and you people can decide which diet is better.
Definitely. They're both great. No, man.
Who's
that's
the better
awesome.
Wolverine?
Oh.
Sir Hugh Jackman.
I don't know. Nobody's given me a chance yet.
You got enough facial hair. We can just
Yeah,
doctor that up a
I
little
can
bit.
just shave out the middle and just not fix my hair in the morning. I'm good to go.
Be awesome.
I'd probably have the rage of Wolverine too.
Definitely. A ginger Wolverine.
Yes.
Wow.
Sorely been missing from the silver screen. We need more ginger superheroes.
We do.
We're underrepresented.
We do. Captain Ginger. Let's make one. All right, cool. Well, that's good, man. So if you're out there and you want a quick way to lose a little weight, give this a shot.
Sorry.
Some guy on the internet says it works.
Yeah.
Sorry to all the gingers out there. Please keep listening.
By the way, we are some guys on the internet too. So
You know, I didn't think about that.
Yeah.
You're right.
listen to us.
What esteemed company we now have.
We're among those ranks The hollowed halls of the internet doctors.
Exactly. My life is complete.
Yeah.
So what else you got? So tiny houses.
Right.
I see those I see like they've got shows for that now and stuff.
So it's kind of a big thing.
That's actually a little thing.
Hey. So again, if we're going to get into sort of some fads of the day, and tiny houses have been out for a while, but it's kind of a deal where people get tired of, houses are expensive, right?
Mm-hmm.
And complicated and hard to maintain.
Mm-hmm.
And so people have taken to this tiny house movement where they build a house that's small enough to fit on like a trailer. And it's like a room, and they just live in this little room, and you can hook it up to your truck or whatever and just live wherever you want.
Nice.
But for me, the thing about that's sort of a dovetailed into the tiny house movement that I like is container houses.
Right.
And so you take shipping containers where you ship goods overseas,
Like those big metal containers.
Yeah, the big steel containers. That you see on boats and on shipping yards.
Action movies.
Action movies, yeah, a lot of them blowing up.
Don't know why. They just seem to make their way into all of them.
You're right. You're absolutely right.
Action movies.
Every shootout involves some sort of container.
At a dock.
At a dock.
Yes.
Right.
I don't know why. Anyway, they're building houses out of these shipping containers is a great way to not only save money on the building materials, but it's environmentally friendly if you're into that, because many times a lot of these shipping containers come over from China and they just sit over here. A lot of companies will just use them once and they just sit on a pier somewhere waiting to be used. And so you can pick them up. There's a lot of companies all over the country that sell these. You can pick them up for $2,000 to $3,000 once used.
Nice.
And they measure about like 8 feet wide, 8 feet tall. You can get them 20 feet long or 40 feet long, all kinds of different sizes. And so, you can build a pretty cool house if you're into kind of modern architecture.
Right.
In the 50,000 and up range.
Right.
Depending on how sparse you want to make it on the inside.
Yeah, totally.
And I really like it because of the modular aspect of it. I love Legos.
Yeah.
And so, you're basically building a Lego house out of these containers, and you can make it exactly how you want it to look.
So are there companies that will architect these for you, or at least build them for, or do you have to find somebody? I mean, this seems like a very specialized way to actually build a house.
It's still a growing market. I know a lot of states like California and places like that are sort of more out there as far as housing, and they're more environmentally friendly. It's that type of thing is bleeding more into the Midwest.
And the shipping containers are more available.
They are in California. Exactly. And so it's slowly working its way here, and you're seeing more and more companies, even in here in like the Oklahoma City area, pop up. I can't remember any of the names, but I've seen some projects around downtown.
Yeah, so I work down there, and there's a really cool area. It's like they've got a dog park, but several restaurants seem to be constructed out of these shipping containers. It's pretty cool.
Yeah.
I like it. Nice, dude. Sweet. Clint, you seem like a shipping container kind of guy. Real environmentally friendly, conscious guy.
Is that me?
That's you.
We need to do some catching up, Dave.
What do you? Would you like to have a house made of shipping containers?
I think it's an interesting idea, and I do like how it's modular. The Lego thing's a good analogy because, you got to figure out plumbing and all that stuff, so it's probably more accurate than you think it would be. I don't know. I'd have to think about it because I think it would depend on the house. I think a shipping container, and my first question is what kind of bullcrap was sitting in here?
Yeah.
Well, yeah.
And then the next question is, where do we get the light from? Because it seems so dark and dank.
Right. Well, the great thing about them is you can just cut a hole in the side and put in a window.
I get that, or the roof.
But and then you could still cover it with brick or stucco or something. It doesn't have to be metal exterior.
Another thing you can do is you can just sort of space the containers apart and build a wall that connects them. So you could have a window wall that sort of bridges the gap between the containers to put more light
Or like
into
a
your
courtyard.
house. Yes.
Yeah. So this whole thing, I don't know enough about it, but I really like the tiny house thing. I love the idea of being able to just pick up and go.
Yeah.
Just sort of be a gypsy or a vagabond. You just hop in the truck and move it somewhere else.
Exactly. The only downside of the tiny houses are the toilets, because you can't really have any permanent plumbing. So they have these like compost toilets.
Oh, yeah. Oh, that's a deal breaker.
That would that's a deal breaker for a lot of people, I can imagine.
Totally. But that's not the case with the shipping containers.
Well, no, you can outfit a shipping container
With anything.
with any modern amenities you can get in a normal
You
house.
stack them on top of each other.
Right, you could have like 10 of them high.
There you
and
go.
just have your own little tower.
There you go.
That sounds awesome. I need to see some designs. What's a good idea in this shipping container stuff? Because I just don't know enough about it. But my sister is an architect.
Oh, yeah.
And so maybe we could ask her. Maybe she's got some ideas.
But she's got some good ideas.
Yeah.
Problem around here is that no neighborhoods allow you to build with shipping containers.
Yeah, you'd kind of have to get some land out in the middle of nowhere where they don't have any
I
restrictions.
mean, you
like
really
that.
got to go off the grid, if you want to be a shipping container house
Yeah,
or have one.
but that's kind of where I want to be anyway.
Yeah, no, that's cool.
Another great thing about them is they're pretty much weatherproof.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, these things have to be just like water and windproof because they're going across the ocean.
Yeah, good
And
point.
for a place like Oklahoma,
Yeah,
I mean, they're fantastic. They're pretty much tornado proof.
I like it.
They're just like bolted to concrete, so they're not going anywhere.
Man, we really need to I want to see some more houses up here.
Yeah.
We got to use these things. Awesome. Thanks a lot, man. So we're going to transition seamlessly, as we always do,
Woo.
straight into the mailbag.
Dave, smooth as mother's butter. Good for you, man.
Thank you.
All right, I got to say, I've been
Is
listening.
that a ketogenic thing?
I've been listening to this show since it came out, and I got to say, the highlight of my week is hearing Dave say mail time. So, can you grant my wish and say it live here for me? I
Dude.
would just love it.
Go ahead, Dave.
I'm buckling under the pressure. I'll try. Mail time.
Oh, that was pretty good.
How about that?
That was pretty good.
Pretty good.
Yeah.
Man,
It didn't have the glee that it very first had.
It felt a little.
you're trying to trap me. Mail time.
There we go.
There it is.
Yes.
Gosh, I'm such a dork.
Oh, shoot. Okay. So let's see. I've got 3 questions for us here. And thanks, James, for sticking around. We're going to throw these questions at you as well.
It's you.
At
Yes,
me.
You can take the
All
lead
right.
on these, by the way.
I can't wait.
Yeah. So let's see. This is actually somebody asked this directly to Dave. Cut me out of that, and I don't mind that. Thank you, guys. You can keep that coming. So James.
Yes.
Now,
There you go.
what's your favorite place in the whole wide world?
My favorite place in the whole wide world is right here with Clint and Dave on The Topic Is Yours in this really cold office.
Obviously. Obviously. Okay.
No, seriously, that's a good question. My favorite place ever, probably on a mountain in Japan somewhere by myself. I don't know. There's lots of places. I'll tell you what. There's a mountain near where I used to live in Japan called Mount Haguro, and it's not real big. You can climb it in about 20, 30 minutes. And there's a really cool shrine at the top. And I just think it's a really nice, serene, kind of calm place to go where there's just absolutely nobody.
Beautiful.
Sounds nice.
What about
Does
you,
sound
Dave?
nice.
What about you, Dave?
Well, this is gonna sound so stupid, but people are used to that by now. I'll tell you what. The first thing that came to my mind was Vienna.
Vienna.
Yeah. So that
The
was
sausage place.
There it is. Thank you.
Clint, our cultural correspondent.
Absolutely. That was my first trip to Europe. My first city was Vienna, and it was so weird landing in the airport, obviously, and taking the train into the old circle of Vienna. It was all the portions of it were underground. It ended up underground, and then taking the escalator up right in the middle of St. Stephen's Square, or whatever it's called, right where the big cathedral is. And this cathedral has been bombed and redone, and it's just really, really cool. And my mouth just dropped. It was just amazing, and I loved it. And then the next day, it was like a Thursday, just a busy day. I woke up early, walked to a cafe, just sat in the cafe with whatever their coffee is, and just watched people go to work on trains, trolleys. I don't know. It sounds so cheesy, but it was like the coolest. It was a really cool experience for me.
No, I get
so
that.
I loved it. I loved it.
Yeah, one of the great joys I get from being on vacation is watching other people go to work while I'm on vacation.
That was a big part of it,
It's so
too.
relaxing.
Yeah. Right. Like, oh, they got a really stressful day ahead of them.
Yeah, too bad for them.
I'm just going to sit here. What about you, Clint? I'm directing it towards you.
Ooh.
Oh, all right. Looks like I'm not going to get to dodge it. I don't know that I have a very favorite place in the whole world.
Lawton.
Lawton.
Ooh.
It's up there, right?
That's yeah, sorry for the listeners out of state. That's a place in Oklahoma you don't need to know about.
It's majestic.
So I would have to say there's a place I can go. My grandparents live on an acreage outside of town. Lots of hills, lots of trees. They've got a pond out there stocked with fish. You can go out there, and it is like getting lost in your own little mountain.
Mm-hmm.
It's peaceful, it's quiet, and it's just kind of a big reset button. So I love that out there.
That sounds cool. Yeah.
Yeah, it's and it's not far from here, so
Yeah.
it's you don't have to hop on a plane or go in search of tiny sausages all over the world.
Yeah, you can get those at the store here, right, Dave?
What can I say?
Sell them in a can.
I was on an epic quest, guys.
They're
Dave-
yummy.
Fine.
Dave is so mad. Okay, so I got the next question here. This one, let's see. We should probably save this one for Jason Black, but James, you'll do.
Good.
It says, gentlemen, you seem like discerning fellas. Well, we are. Thank you.
Very perceptive.
Thank you. This person's name is Donga.
Donga.
Thank you, Donga.
Whatever. What do you think about the recent news that Mr. Quentin Tarantino may be directing the next Star Trek film? Is Mr. Tarantino outdated? Should he be left in the 90s and early 2000s? Is his work relevant? It's a lot of questions. You get the idea. What do you guys think?
I don't know. I hadn't heard that. I mean, for me, honestly, is Star Wars still relevant?
Yes.
I mean, I don't know. I haven't watched the most
Just
recent one.
not the most recent one.
Yeah,
I think it said Star Trek.
Star Trek?
Yeah.
Oh, you said Star Wars. Sorry.
I said Star.
No, you said Trek.
You said Trek? Wow. All right.
James, you're hearing what you want to hear, dude.
But really though, is Star Wars relevant? I think we need to mine this topic.
Next episode.
Yes. Okay. So I hadn't heard that, but I have not liked the last couple of Star Trek movies. So I mean, he can direct his pants off, and I probably won't watch it either way. So as far as his recent movies, I mean, he peaked at Pulp Fiction. And I can't say I've loved anything he's done since then. Some of it's been okay at parts, but kind of just rehashing a lot of his old ideas. I don't know. What do you think, Dave?
Did you see Jackie Brown?
No, I didn't see Jackie Brown, actually.
Yeah, Jackie Brown's overlooked, but it's awesome, too.
Yeah.
If you like Pulp Fiction, I think you'd like Jackie Brown. It was the
Yeah.
one right after that. I love Pulp Fiction. That's definitely his best, in my opinion, but Jackie Brown's right there.
Yeah.
And it's different, but it's cool. I'm with you, man. I liked the first Star Trek reboot with J.J. Abrams.
Oh, yeah.
And they've consistently disappointed me since.
Yeah.
So at this point, it's like never seen anything like a director like, well, there's been no director like Tarantino. And certainly nobody like him that's ever tackled sci-fi that I'm aware of. So let's do it. Why not? What do we got to lose?
I mean, I say go for it. I'd love to, see how it turns out, but
Yeah.
I'm not going to be lining up to buy a ticket because,
Sure.
that's just me, though. I'm an old curmudgeon, and
I'll agree with that. I'm not a big Tarantino guy, and even less so am I a Trekkie. So
Yeah.
yeah, go for
I
it.
tell you what,
Fair
when
enough.
it's on Netflix, I will be right there watching it.
Awesome. Well, stay tuned because we'll let you know when it arrives.
Ooh,
That's what we do over here.
I can wait.
Thanks.
And you will. And finally, we have a question from listener Ryan Fiore. I'm sorry, I'm probably butchering that last name. He asks, what is your biggest guilty pleasure? And we're going to go to Dave first on this one because although somewhere along the line he clipped the cable to his shame barometer, he has many pleasures that should be guilty.
Name one.
Dog shows, for one.
What are you talking?
The flute.
That's our okay. Gosh.
I like a good flute.
Thanks, Clarence.
Man, that's a really tough one. I feel like I've kind of answered. I mean, I'm not dodging it, but I did say I love the Great British Baking Show. That's a guilty pleasure.
Your closets are teeming with skeleton bones.
I'm honestly trying to think. James, do you have an answer?
I'm not sure. I mean, I have been listening to a lot of Disney in the car recently, but I do have 2 small children, so I'm gonna blame them for that.
Okay, dude, I'll take the bait. I really like the movie Moana.
Yeah,
How about that?
you know, The Rock. What a revelation, right?
Yeah, he. So what? Moana was good. I saw that in the theater, and I think I liked it more than my kids did. And I'm not afraid to admit it.
You know, there's something there for everybody, though. I gotta say, though, I mean, of all the Disney songs that I listen to in the car, because it's constant, the ones from Moana are higher on the list than many of the others.
That's because the guy from Hamilton composed.
Yeah,
he's good.
Some of them are pretty catchy, and they got Jermaine Clement from Flight of the Conchords.
That's right.
Pitching in on one of them. I can't say no to that.
He's great.
So,
Yeah. In fact, I take it back. I'm not guilty. I'm not ashamed of this pleasure. Most people would be. I'm not. I stand by Moana.
This is what I'm saying, Dave. You've clipped the cable.
I have.
Your barometer is broken.
they're just pleasures.
I'm gonna agree with you guys to a certain extent. It's not Disney, but my guilty pleasure is I probably listen to. I've got a minefield of pop music that'll come across my ears. If it happens at the right time in the right place, it's gonna end up on a playlist.
All right, give us an example, please.
Okay. I mean at Eskimo Joe's with my family, and Shaka Khan comes on singing about how she's every woman.
Hey, ain't nothing wrong with Shaka Khan. I'm with you there, bro. I feel
Awesome.
for you.
Or you go over to YouTube and Katy Perry's got a new video, and you just give it a click, and she's swishing or whatever. Get stuck in your head.
Yeah.
And it's like, I can't explain this. My wife calls me out on it every time.
I like Katy Perry. She's cool, dude. Teenage Dream. That's a good album. All right. Well, James, thanks again for being here. Great job.
Thanks for having me.
You bet. Clint, you did fine. Thank you.
I'll take that.
No, you did great. Thanks, everybody, for listening. We will see you next week. Until then, this is Clint, Dave, and James. Adios. Mail time.
There we go.
There it is.
Yes.
Gosh, I'm such a dork.